Right now, I am joined by Dardoch, who I think only played okay in that last game. Was that how you would describe yourself, Dardoch?
Nah, I played super well.
All right. There we go. Getting a little bit of that ego going, just stoking it. So you guys went 2-0 this week. You just beat CLG, who yesterday beat Immortals. Does that mean you guys are now the best team?
We played TSM.
Yeah, that's what I said. You guys just beat TSM, who won yesterday, looked really good. Does that mean you're now the best team?
I wouldn't say we're the best team. I think we're definitely top 3 now.
Right. Top 3. Okay, so then who are the other? It's TSM and, or is it CLG and Immortals and you?
I'm still up for debate whether it's C9 or CLG, but it's Immortals is definitely one, and then it's either CLG or C9, and then it's us.
But CLG beat C9, right? So doesn't that mean CLG?
Looked like a bit of a fluke. Like it could have went either way. Yeah.
So it's sort of that whole like best of ones or not, maybe the best. All right, let's talk about Weldon, because it's just the Weldon weekend here at the LCS. Weldon, I believe, is close. We were just discussing this, close to being undefeated last weekend. I guess Renegades didn't win well, didn't do too well, but you know, he was with you guys this week. What was that experience like, and how much of Weldon came into play today?
Well, Weldon like understands a lot of like how we feel, and like that's his job. He's a sports psychologist, but Weldon essentially gives us the tools to being successful and getting better. We just have to take the tools and then actually use them. Like he can't like force us to think a different way or like act on something or get better. He gives us the tools, and it's up to the person and player to kind of use them and get better.
So what is the like before and after? You know, comparing last weekend to this weekend, what are the differences when you step onto the stage and log into the game or load into the game, whatever?
I'm just way more focused on the game itself, so I'm playing a lot better and shot calling a lot more efficiently than I was before.
Yeah, how is the shot calling developing right now? Because I know, I think I talked to Matt. Somebody at some point in time told me that it was you and Matt that were doing most of the shot calling. Is that still the case?
On LCS stage, yeah, but we were experimenting with Phoenix shot calling a lot in scrims, and then on stage, I naturally just got like, I was more into it and more like emotional, so I started talking a lot more.
And you feel pretty good about that?
Yeah, I feel really good about my shot calling.
Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about that. You feel like you did pretty well, and you feel really good about your shot calling. How would you rate yourself in that game as a player out of 10?
Out of 10? That game, I say 8.
All right. Just an 8?
Yeah, I messed up a few kicks.
Okay. So that's it. Okay, you know what's interesting? Xmithy's starting to get a lot of attention right now as a jungler. How do you feel about, everybody's like, oh, he's so good, like, look at you, stole a smite, etc. How do you feel about yourself compared to Xmithy?
We have, like, way different playstyles, so I can't really compare us. He's more like the supportive jungler, and I guess he plays Udyr now, but, I mean, yeah, he's opening the gates. Keep it real, Xmithy.
He played in Italy at one point, right?
Oh, yeah, he practiced in Italy. Yeah, we were scrimming them a lot that week. His nid got a lot better progressively, like, through the week, I noticed.
It feels to me like he's starting to break out of that supportive role. Maybe he sees what you're doing and he's like, I want a piece of that sweet, sweet Reddit action.
Yeah.
Great response. Can't ask for more. So it's just so funny. You're getting all this praise, but I feel like it's interesting. You're able to stay so humble and so grounded, Dardoch. Certainly off camera as well. You're just as humble and grounded as you are on camera. How do you maintain this, just this chill, humble attitude?
I mean, even if I perform better than every jungler in NA, not saying I do, but even if I do in scrims, if I perform better than everyone and I don't show up on LCS stage, then me saying it on camera doesn't do anything but get like negative feedback to me. Thinking like, oh, look at this kid's ego, like he's actually just garbage, like he got clapped by Rainover, etc. So I'm waiting more or less until I can prove it before I say it.
You guys have definitely shifted a little bit. I remember in the beginning people were like, okay, Team Liquid, they're heading towards relegation, like they just don't know what they're doing. Now even score 7-7, and you feel as though you guys are in the top 3. What do you think about playoff possibilities? Immortals still, I mean, I know they just lost, but do you still have a chance there?
Of course. Yeah.
What gives you that confidence?
I've played against them in scrims. I know more about them than I did when I played them in LCS, so I can definitely play better, and we can play as a team better.
Do you feel like You feel like they have weaknesses that are exploitable?
Yeah, definitely.
Now let's talk about that TSM game. What happened in there? Because it seemed so, TSM looked pretty good yesterday, but today maybe not so much. How much of that was TSM? How much of that was you and your team? What really went on?
I think we just straight up outclassed them in every way.
Every single way?
Yeah, I think in every way we just outclassed TSM like as a team, and yeah, I think individually we outclassed them as well. Now that I think about it.
So when you say that, do you mean just in that one specific match, or do you mean in all situations you outclass TSM?
Oh no, just that game. Okay. Definitely not all the time. Okay. No.
So, jerseys, they might have better jerseys or something.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, is there anything that you would like to say here? Because I'm about to interview your teammate and his brother. Oh. So, yeah. Do you know he plays Smite, his brother?
Yeah, I know his brother. Thanks for being a Team Liquid fan. And thanks for not making our line so big so I don't actually have to sit there for 5 whole minutes.
Well, I think it's always good to ask for less fans, I think that's really what you want to do at the end of an interview. For everyone else, this is Yahoo Esports.